If you find that you're someone that gets easily frustrated with kind of other people, emails, messages, conversations, actions of others, um, I've developed a little trick in my mind that helps me overcome that. And today I'm going to show you what that is, and how you can shut that frustration down and prevent it from ruining your day, your time, your life, whatever. I need to work on the intro a bit better, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hi, I'm Ben. Welcome back to another video on the channel. As I just said, today's video is going to be about dealing with one's frustration, and as you can guess from the title, that is using perspective. And I'll go into kind of detail and explain how I'm using perspective to overcome small frustrations that happen day to day as a result of kind of other people, and how you can better handle that and better manage your emotions. So what is perspective? If I could be asked and my video editing skills were better, I would have a lovely transition slide here where it said perspective and a nice little sentence of text, but quite frankly I can't be asked to do that. So I'm just going to read it off my laptop in front of me. Perspective: a particular attitude towards or way of regarding something, a point of view. So the way that I've been using perspective to overcome my frustration with things, other people's actions, like I just said, is that whenever I find myself reacting to someone who has maybe sent an email, a message, or done something that kind of is slightly annoying for me, or it seems like a silly question, or like it's just something that just kind of bugs me, what I've been trying to do to prevent myself from letting that bug me is to use perspective. And what I mean by that is, obviously, when that person, for example, asks a question that I think is an annoying question, like why are you asking that, or you've already asked me that before, I try and basically think of that person's perspective, and think about it from their point of view rather than just viewing it from my own point of view. And actually they're not asking that question to annoy me, they're not deliberately doing that, they're doing it because they genuinely just don't know the answer to that question, or they've forgotten, and that's not their fault. And if I was in their position, with their knowledge, would I ask the same question? Is it likely that I'd ask the same question? Probably. So what I've been doing is, whenever I find myself having a short burst of frustration from the result of something, I just think in my mind perspective. I literally say the word perspective in my head. Like, it's now like a built-in habit that whenever I get frustrated, I now automatically think of the word perspective in my head. It's almost like the action happens and then the frustration is there, it starts, and then I just chop it in half with the word perspective, and then that then automatically makes my mind think, okay, think about it from their perspective, and it literally, and then I think, okay, why am I getting frustrated about that? Like, it sounds quite simple, and I've actually found it. I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. I've not read this from anywhere. I just kind of invented it in my mind myself. I wasn't sure whether it was going to work, and I found that it has worked. So don't get me wrong, I still get frustrated with little things that are kind of almost just like that I just can't help. Like, everyone has these things that other people do that they get frustrated by easily. And say there's been like a list of like 30 things that would get me frustrated. I would say I've got rid of about 10 of them. I now don't have to think of the word perspective anymore. I just don't get frustrated at all. And then about 20 of them, I still get that initial burst of frustration, but 9 times out of 10 I I chop that burst of frustration out with literally just thinking perspective. I just say it in my head. And I think what I'm hoping is that other people out there might also find that, like, obviously working from home at the moment and getting lots of emails and people messaging them and stuff, they might also find that they're just getting a little bit frustrated sometimes with certain things, and potentially you could try using this perspective mindset method to basically, anytime someone or something frustrates you, just automatically try and make your brain think about it from that person's perspective, rather than just thinking about it from within your own mindset. And that will then just really help you control your frustration and emotions with things, because you'll start to understand that actually they're not trying to annoy you, they're not trying to deliberately piss you off, they're just asking a genuine question for a genuine bit of knowledge, and that will then kind of help you and stop you from maybe like delaying your response, or like just putting a shitty response back, and actually thinking, do you know what, they are genuinely just asking a question that they need help with. Instead of me getting annoyed at them asking that question, why don't I just look at it from their perspective, and like I said, think, would I, if I was in their position, knowing what they know and knowing what I know, would I actually ask that question to myself? And probably the answer is yes. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's a relatively short video today, but I always say that and then I end up just blabbering on. I didn't know whether to do a video on this topic, but I kind of thought, like, it's something that I've implemented in my life. Whether it makes sense to people or not, I don't know. It makes sense to me, and so I just wanted to just share it as an idea for people to maybe try to help manage their frustration, because it's something that I've implemented, and like I said, it's worked for me. So hopefully you can try it and it might work for you. You might need to initially somehow build that kind of instinct of thinking the word perspective, or like reminding yourself to do it. And what I did was just in my room on my daily notes, I put in all of my daily notes, I had the word perspective just written there. So every morning I was reminding myself of that perspective, and then after about a week or so, it then became autonomous in me thinking of that word perspective every time that something came up that frustrated me. So yeah, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully that was helpful. If you do kind of try and implement this magical new way of dealing with frustration that no one's ever come up with before, then you can thank me later, and we can share discussions in the comments. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you soon, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.